Hello, my wonderful, beautiful friends. Guys, welcome back to r/EntitledPeople, where you'll hear the most crazy entitled stories ever. Guys, before we dive in today, I want to show you a video of a woman freaking out because she couldn't rent a yacht. And thank you so much, Maverine, for sharing it with me.
Work done, and I need to get out of here. It doesn't work like that. It takes days. I want to talk to the manager. Okay, 1 second. Hi, how can I help you? What the is your problem? I just my problem. It was just you. You came in here acting like you own the place. I want to rent a yacht. Does it look like you have yachts? I see them all around there. We don't have any yachts for rent. I see them. Whose yachts are they? They're personal yachts. I guess you don't want to make no money here at this restaurant. I guess we don't. Well, what the hell are you doing? You cannot record me.
Guys, I absolutely love how the woman demands a manager, and the girl just ducks behind the counter and comes back as a manager. Steve-O, can you please slow-mo the moment where the girl changes from the employee to the manager, because it's absolutely brilliant. Give this girl a raise. My friends, strap yourselves in because the stories today are gonna leave you shaking your heads. I hope you do enjoy them, and remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. When I was in high school, I worked at a restaurant. At the restaurant, if you ordered dinner, you normally get a free salad bar. And at our establishment, this also included the vegetables on the hot bar. So one night, a couple comes in very late, and they ordered drinks and steak dinners. They ordered the steaks well done. I then explained that the salad bar was at their disposal, and brought the drinks. They were both rude to me, but I was used to the behavior at this time. When you serve tables, getting treated like crap just comes with the job. Anyways, they had 2 plates each off the bar by the time their steaks came out. Now keep in mind, this was late at night and they were the only ones here. They didn't have to wait very long for the dinners. Now, as soon as I put the steaks down, the wife cuts it with her steak knife and said that the steaks were too tough. I asked if they wanted the kitchen to recook them, but they said no, they just wanted to cancel the whole order. I then took the plates back to the kitchen and told the manager, who proceeded to pull apart the steak with her hands. Now, it wasn't tough at all, and customers did this sometimes. Our district manager was notorious for giving free stuff away. So as was our policy, I changed the ticket to charge them for only the salad bars and remove the steaks. When I brought the check to the table, they said no, we aren't paying anything tonight. I explained the policy and said since you ate off the salad bar, I have to charge you for it. Now they made the biggest ruckus ever over that check. It was only $9, but they acted like we were doing them so wrong. Everybody on staff was upset. The whole restaurant was empty, and we were all there after close dealing with these people. The manager then tried to explain to them, but they said they were not paying, and that was final. The manager was done. She said if they left without paying, she would call the police. So they left. The manager then told me to follow them out and get their license plate number. I made a busboy go out with me because I was only 17 years old, and I was scared they were gonna do something when I went after them. The manager then called the police. The two heard the manager, and they walked right past their car in the lot. I guess they were gonna leave it behind and come back later. But here's the thing. Now, we lived in a small town, and I guess the police didn't have a lot going on, because I had only stepped a few steps into the parking lot when 3 cop cars pulled in and surrounded them. It was like a scene out of a movie, and I'm so happy I got to witness it. The cops then tell the couple to go back in and made them pay their bill. The whole time, the wife was crying, saying, "I can't believe you called the cops over $9. Who does that?" And the manager stood there smug, and he said they were not welcome back. It was a pretty good night. Now, I'm thinking the couple didn't want their steaks in the first place, guys. They were just looking for some quick salad. Also, I love when they were forced to go pay for their food, the wife screamed, "Who calls the cops over $9? Like, do these two rob stores of things and think as long as it's a small amount, it's okay? So this person's comment says, they thought the steak was tough, and then they met your manager. Now, if you think that restaurant story was wild, this restaurant story left me speechless, guys. Okay, so a little background information. My sister just got her first job, and my dad decides that we should celebrate. We decided to go out to a steakhouse called Lucille's for dinner. Now, my family isn't super well off, but we're close. We pretty much get anything and everything we want as long as we do chores around the house and such. So this story happens 3 days ago. Onward with the story. We sit down in an area that was rather open and close, so you can hear other people's conversations kinda clearly. Now, my dad was really excited for dinner, as he loves food, and he basically says this at a raised voice. Now, it's a bad move, we just didn't know it at the time. Dad says, guys, order anything you want. Now at that, I said, so I can have mac and cheese with a side of mac and cheese, is that what you're saying? My dad says sure, and my sister says, are you sure? Dad replies, yes, of course. The waitress then comes and asks what we wanted, and we tell her. And then next to us, we hear Karen and her family pretty much ordering the whole menu. I look to my dad and says, damn, they must be really hungry. Dad says, don't be rude, just let them be them. So our food then comes over and we begin to eat. And Dad says, how are you guys enjoying your food? Me and my sister both say it's good. We then see the food arrive for Karen's family and they eat, but they left a lot of food still on the table since they ordered so much. We then see the waitress come over to their table and she asked, how's your meal? Karen replies, I didn't really like the steak, but everything else was good. Now at that, the waitress said, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Would you like me to get you a new one? Karen says, nope, we're good. We're about to leave. The waitress then says, okay, I'll bring you the check. I then look at my dad and said, I wish I knew how much their bill's gonna be. Dad says, yeah, I think it's well over $150. So the waitress brings our check and theirs at the same time, and she hands us our check. Karen then sets her check on our table and she begins to try to walk away. The waitress says, wait, ma'am, you haven't paid yet. So at this, Karen says, oh, that's fine. That guy right there said he'd pay for it. Pointing at my dad. Dad says, what? I never said that. Karen says, you said to order whatever we want. My dad tells her I was talking to my kids, not you. So with this, Karen then says, well, you said that they can order whatever they want. So why don't you just pretend they ordered all of the food that we had at our table too? Dad says, no, that's your bill. So, you said we could order whatever we want, so we did, and you have to pay for it. Now at this point, my dad's trying to keep calm and he says, no. That's not my problem. You heard what I said, but that wasn't directed towards you. At this point, her son's pulling at her to leave, and she says, we will, after they pay for the food. My dad then says, lady, for the last time, I'm not paying for your food. Then who is? Why doesn't your husband or you pay for it? Karen responds, he doesn't have any money. So my sister just finished her dessert, so my dad just hands the waitress the money, and he told her to keep the change because he just wanted to leave. Karen then says, see, you're rich. You let her keep the money. We're leaving too. The workers then called police and had her arrested. She still tried to use the, he said we could order whatever we want excuse, and even tried to accuse my dad of assault. The workers and other people eating there told them the true story. My friends, I've said this once and I'll say it again. Entitled people never cease to amaze me. Like just when I think the stories can't get any more entitled and crazy, this happens. Now imagine pulling that little stunt, right? Oh, hey, so that man at that table there said that we can order whatever we want, but I'm pretty sure he was talking to his kids. Let's just order a lot and make him pay. Now, my brother and I are baby-faced, and right now I still get ID'd, even though I'm 25 years old. And my brother still gets ID'd too. My family tends to travel together at least once a year. This time, we were in Cancun in the summer. I was chilling on the beach chair with my brother, sipping margaritas and gossiping over dumb family stuff in Spanish, when an older lady comes and asked us if we spoke English. Now we told her yes, and she asked us which bar we got our drinks, in English. Now she was a nice lady. We signaled her to the nearest hotel bar and she went off. And this is when the Karen comes into play. She was sitting pretty close by us, and she was not the typical Karen-looking lady. She was a typical tourist. Blonde hair, a bikini too small for her, cooked crab skin tone, and big sunglasses. The Karen then says, hey, you, I just noticed that you speak English. Do you think you could speak English while you're here beside us? My son doesn't like not understanding you. Now I look over to her boy. The boy was minding his own business, making sandcastles a few meters away from us. My brother, who doesn't like taking orders from anybody, said, I'm sorry, no. Karen then says, what do you mean no? He then tells her that we have no obligation to speak another language for your son's convenience. Now at this point, Karen throws a fit, asking where our parents are and that we probably shouldn't even have alcohol since we look underage. She kept telling us it's illegal and that she was gonna find our parents. I then asked her to leave us alone. And with that, Karen says, excuse me, did your parents not teach you manners? I tell her they sure as heck taught us to mind our own business. And that's when she went crazy. The lady marches up to us, throws our alcohol in the sand, and starts screaming. She says, "Listen, it's not that hard to speak English, you brats. You should not even be drinking. You don't even look 21. My brother then says, "Hey, you're in Mexico. A lot of people here speak Spanish, so you can F off." So at this, she storms off, and she grabs a random hotel staff dude. She then screams at him that we should be removed because we were being super rude. I then explained to the dude in Spanish that she was trying to force us to speak English to each other. The dude in broken English tried to appease her. Now, that's when our own entitled mother came in play. Now, my mom doesn't speak a word of English, but she went livid when she saw some random lady screaming at us. My mom starts screaming at her in Spanish, just laying into Karen so hard. The poor staff dude was all baffled. It was in the summer, so it was packed, and he surely didn't need any more crap to his already tiresome day. People were starting to gather, so my father just kinda got us to get away from the lady. My brother profusely apologized to the staff dude while I picked up our stuff from the beach chair. And as I left, I flipped the Karen off without my parents noticing. Before we left, my dad said in English, "Now you can go annoy your own family. Bye." And that left her fuming. Now, I know there's no justice boner in leaving, but come on, we just wanted to chill and sip some micheladas. Now that is some entitlement, guys. Yeah, let's just go to Mexico and force people to speak English so that you can understand, so that it doesn't bother you. Like, it's just so ridiculous that these Karens actually exist. Just like this lady right here. Steve-O, roll the clip.
No matter what my name is, if you're filming me, that's okay. But if you're in my country, you need to speak English.
Where's your name on this?
I'm not going to tell you my name. You need to speak English.
Then we're not going to tell
You're in my country.
No, you're not.
What's going on?
This is not your country.
What's going on?
They're in my country.
This is not your country. No, you don't know nothing.
My ass.
Oh, that's good. You can ask your husband to do that for you.
So, my aunt uses everyone she can get her claws on. She's like a human leech. But for some reason, people love her. She treats strangers and her friends like they're gods, but her family, even her own kids, like garbage. If she can't get anything out of you, you're useless to her. Anyway, my aunt spent my entire childhood leaving her 3 kids with my single mother and my 2 sisters, while we were on public assistance and didn't have a lot. One year, for my birthday, my mom bought me one of those Bratz dolls, Yasmin. Now, I loved that stupid, weird-looking doll, and I played with her the entire day. Although, I didn't have her for long. My mom had bought that Bratz doll for me for my 8th birthday. Since I didn't have friends and she couldn't really afford a big birthday party, she got me the cake and the Bratz doll. So I thought I was living large. About a day later, my aunt finally picked up her kids after nearly a month of living with us, and she also took the rest of the cake after my mom told her that she was saving some for my grandpa as he wanted some. My mom told her no, but my aunt and cousins kept sticking their fingers in it saying, "Oh, come on, you get food stamps every month. You can get little Gordita another cake." Yeah, I was a little chubby girl, but it enraged me when she called me fat. Okay, anyways, she and my cousins took my half-eaten birthday cake, the candles which were still in the box, and they left. It wasn't long until I noticed what else was gone. My Bratz doll. I searched my way through our whole house looking for that doll. To me, it was like the gold medal of dolls at 8 years old. It was my Kylie to your Black China in 2000. I remember sobbing and blubbering as I looked under the couch, under beds, in the bathroom, and even the trash. My mom thought I went psycho and kept telling me to calm down and that I would find it when I wasn't teary and screaming. Finally, after I was done crying and blubbering, I went looking, even had my sister's help, but I never found Yasmin. I still wonder what really happened. So the following week, when my aunt didn't want to play mommy that week, my cousins came over. I asked my middle-aged cousin, entitled Princess, if she'd seen my doll, since she and I played with the Barbie dolls together, and she looked at me bold in the eye and said, "Nope, you probably lost her. Who cares?" Now, it kind of did hurt my feelings, but I always felt bad for my cousins because I never had a dad around, but their mom and dad openly celebrated when they were getting rid of their kids for a while and never took care of them, so I was like, okay, whatever, help me look. And yes, she helped me look. So after a few days, my aunt showed back up, announcing that she was taking her kids to the zoo. Now, we knew why she was doing this too, as my mom and grandma say she was keeping up with the Joneses. And then she asked my mom for her video camera and they left. Another few days passed, and my mom got my younger sibling and we went to my aunt's apartment to get mom's camera back. Her apartment was always filthy, and it smelled like weed, so we went up to Princess's room and we played with her garbage toys before we went back outside, since the apartment stank and her room was dirty. It was then that my sibling grabbed my arm and showed me some doll clothes and shoes. They said, "Hey, doesn't your doll's shoes come off with the foot too?" Now at this, I erupted and screamed in front of everybody saying, "Where's my effing doll?" And yeah, an 8-year-old gordita said the F word. I screamed it over and over again, throwing the doll clothes and those heavy plastic doll shoes at entitled Princess. She then started to cry, and then I started to cry, blubbering about how it was my birthday present and that she ate my birthday cake and that my grandpa didn't get any. My aunt and uncle wouldn't let me back up into Princess's room to look for my doll, and immediately said, "No, she did not steal her doll. We buy her dolls all the time. Your kid is just jealous." Whenever I would bring it up years later, my uncle would exclaim in a baby-like voice, "Not the princess. The princess doesn't need to take anything. I can buy my princess whatever she wants." So after that, we left, and no one believed that she stole my doll except for me, my mom, and my sibling. And I'm sure she stole more. For years, no one believed me until she was caught stealing the dumbest crap from someone else multiple times. Every time she came over, my mom would pat her down and check whatever bag she came with, and my mom stopped inviting her over after she stole a pair of Coach shoes and other expensive clothes from my older sister and wore them in front of us. My sister made her take it all off, a black sweater, some jeans, and this bejeweled headband, embarrassing her at Thanksgiving. Now, one of the holy grails of the entitled princess being outed as a thief was when she stole money from my nephew's piggy bank. Money he got for his birthday that he got from entitled princess's dad. 2 $10 bills that he wrote, "Happy birthday," with my nephew's name. "Love, your great uncle." My older sister patted her down before she left the house, and she found the money tucked into her underwear waistband in front of my uncle. Now, she couldn't even deny stealing that. My uncle had folded it up and stuck it in the piggy bank for my nephew, so we all knew she didn't accidentally find it. She's not invited over. We do call her Sticky Fingers, and yes, we still pat her down whenever she comes around. Guys, you know what's better than having to pat her down whenever she comes over? Going no contact and never inviting her over. And that, my friends, brings us to another end of our / entitled people. Guys, we survived another one. If you enjoyed the stories today, do give it a thumbs up. And if you missed the last episode on the channel, I'll link it right here. An entitled Karen tells cops how to do their job, and she gets arrested for it. It's such a wild story, so check it out if you haven't, and myself and Steve-O will see you guys in the next one. We love you.